I'd like to ask you, Jeremy Friedman, what is the biggest risk?
But as we discussed before the call, that's
Yeah.
actually the one largest risk item that does keep us up at night and that we're working diligently on at the moment is our insurance. And I think so this is not to be clear to your listeners, you did not prompt me for that at all. This is our biggest risk at the moment as we see it. We being located on the coast, the Gulf Coast of Alabama, and we have several coastal properties in Pensacola, Florida, Baldwin County, Alabama. We are being hit with tremendous increases in all of our property insurance, especially in the wind policies. And they're becoming increasingly hard to get. And to give you a couple and give your listeners a couple of examples, we have a property in Pensacola, Florida. We put it under contract. The insurance and this was under contract in 2022. The insurance policy was $27,000 a year. By the time we closed on it in early 23, the policy had renewed to $47,000 from 27. However, we needed a new policy, and the same carrier, and I will not name names, but the same carrier quoted us a new policy 1 month after they just renewed for 47 at $72,000. I just yesterday got a quote for this year's renewal, and it will go to just under six figures. It's $99,000. So from 27, so quadrupling in 2 years, essentially. Now, the problem at that facility is we have gross leases at that facility. Now, we have been very successful at getting the tenants to renew at significantly higher lease rates. And all we have to do is say, hey guys, y'all know what's going on with insurance, property taxes, and expenses. This is the new rate. And they've all signed it. And so we've luckily been able to mitigate that. All of our self-storage facilities are gross rents, of course. So these higher operating expenses are a drag to NOI. A lot of our facilities, thankfully, are net leases. However, there's a limit to the total rents that these tenants can pay, right? So if the CAM charges increase significantly, that lowers what we can get out of them for rent, or what we can attract new tenants for rent. So we consider this an extreme risk of our industry nationwide in all aspects of real estate, commercial real estate. So this is what keeps us up at night. We work with a large broker, an international broker who carries a pretty big stick, but we're still having a very hard time controlling these costs. We're working on putting together some master plans. We are exploring a captive policy that we can bring in-house and manage ourselves to try to reduce the expense, and potentially be able to save money and or be able to refund money back to those certain assets after a period of time. We see the risk as twofold. One is rate. So all of the insurers have increased their rate tremendously, but we also see it on the replacement cost side, the total insured value of these properties, because we buy it at one price, and as you know, I mean, we are well aware we're buying it below replacement cost, but we get in arguments all the time about what is replacement cost with our insurers. And of course, with co-insurance, we can't be underinsured, or else that leaves us very, very vulnerable in the long run. So, you know, uh, we don't see replacement costs or construction costs coming down anytime soon. You know, so that part of the insurance premium, I think is we're probably all going to have to stomach. Hopefully, though, we can get some more competition back in these cat markets and these higher risk markets to be able to bring the rates back down. But I think it uh, I think though with the replacement costs where they are, truly where they are and where they probably will remain, it's going to be hard to get any real relief here for a while. And I think it's all going to have to transfer through eventually to the tenants, and it's all going to continue to keep rolling downhill to the consumers. And so, I mean, I think we see inflation continuing for many years. We don't see it under control by any means, and which is also why we like multi-tenant value-add flex industrial properties where we can continue to push rents. So that's a long story to say insurance keeps me up at night, and how we think about it and what we're trying to do to help mitigate.